On the show today, we're chatting with actor Omar J. Dorsey, not for Queen Sugar, but for a new project that he teased about 2 years ago that he was working on, and now is out with a season two Bookie with Charlie Sheen, Sebastian Maniscalco. He plays Ray. I mean, just a huge cast. And in its second season, Omar, it's good to see you. Thanks for your time and thanks for hanging out.
Hey, thank you, Brett. How's everything going?
Good, good. Well, we've been busy, of course, the holidays or, here. How does this feel? You've been doing a lot of press for this. I've been seeing interviews. Um, to get one season of anything is amazing, but to get two is huge. So, how does it feel?
It feels so good, man. Just to be able to work with the legendary Chuck Lorre every day while he's there every day for every single take, which is amazing. I've never really seen a showrunner come to set all the time like he does. But to be able to have a collaborative effort with him and Sebastian and Nick Bacai every day, it's just, it's been a school for me for comedy because, I do so much drama and haven't really done comedy since Eastbound and Down. But it's been so much fun. It's been a ball.
Now, you mentioned that Chuck is there every day. He's very hands-on with all of the shows that he does. Does that feel good to have him there to really almost, I don't know, the term I'm looking for, like it's like a verification for you as an actor, like affirming, like this guy is not just a showrunner in an office in the West Hills. Not that's not a dig on anybody, but they're
Right.
actually there hands-on constructing every scene and giving you feedback and input.
You know what it is because it is his baby, right? He has a specific vision for it. It feels really good for him to be there because it's not like, oh, we might have to go back and do reshoots because that really wasn't the tone that he was looking for. He's right there, right then and there to say, you know what, let's try it this way. And if it's not working, he and Nick will go to the back and do some rewrites, which is crazy. I've never seen anything like it for 30 minutes and come up with a whole new scene. And then that scene will make way more sense than what was on the paper because that's when you're sitting down, you're writing team, you're sitting down, you're throwing ideas around, just with each other, and not really seeing it in the whole context of everything. Then it might sound good in your head, it might sound good when you two are having a conversation about it, but when the actual execution is there, it might not work. So to see those two mad geniuses actually watch something and it might not work the first time, they go back and redo it. It's just something, it's baffling to me. I've never seen anything like it. But it's great to have him there every day. He's a genius, man. He's the best of our time. It's Chuck Lorre.
Yeah, I would imagine that might lend itself to his sitcom days like Big Bang and Two and a Half Men, where he's used to doing that. Like if you're a live audience is
For
there
sure.
and jokes aren't landing,
Yeah.
uh, then you go back and you rewrite the scene to make it funny. So, yeah, that's probably an
That's
anomaly. I
exactly
would,
what it is. Yeah, that's
yeah,
exactly what it is. Just like he's used to, like you said, the live audience. And at that time, like when on our show, he and Nick Bacai are the live audience. Whenever me and Sebastian, or me and Vanessa, or me and Jorge, or Arnisha, whenever we hear them laughing hysterically, we know we're doing something right. When they're not laughing, we're thinking it's a really good joke, and they just chuckle a little bit. We're like, maybe it's not maybe I'm not, delivering it right. But he'll like, no, just, something might not be working. So he is, in his own aspect, in his own way, has become the live audience for, that steps in for those 200 people that might be sitting out there in the studio.
yeah. So you do have a comic background, Eastbound and Down, you mentioned,
Yes.
which is another great show. I understand Danny was also as equally hands-on with that show, involved in writing and rewriting scenes.
Yeah.
So,
Which is the most, and I'm going to tell you something about Danny McBride. This is the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life, right? He's the star of the show, and he's the writer of the show. Now, he's on almost in every single scene. Then he goes home at night and does rewrites or punch ups or delivers the next script like at 2 o'clock in the morning or 3 o'clock in the morning or 5 o'clock in the morning, just to be able so we can get up at 7 or 8 o'clock to go ahead and start shooting. Now that's something I ain't never seen before. I was like, is Danny McBride a madman? But all he does is just work and work and work when we were shooting that movie. and we were shooting that show. So that was uncanny. I said that's the reason that he's a success. That's the reason that he always has a TV show and he's always writing all of these movies, is because he is really that guy. He's that dude for real. Yeah.
So, yeah, he would seem that way. Even with Righteous Gemstones, when I
Mhm.
watch interviews, um, you need to hit him up and say, "Hey, man, let me come on that show." I
Last time I hit them up, you know what happened? I was talking to David Gordon Green, who's the director of all that stuff. I just texted him one day out the blue because I was watching something about Jimmy Swaggart, and it was after I saw George's Gemstones, and we were laughing. He said, "Oh, you know what, Omar, I got something for you. I think. Give me about a week." And the next thing I know, I did the next 3 Halloween movies. So I do need to hit him up because
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah,
I heard you tell that story in another interview, some
yeah,
network press.
yeah.
That's very cool that he is so hands on with all of that stuff. I think that's very fascinating about your business. So you move on from Queen Sugar, which is very dramatic, very deep and dark, and then you go to comedy. Um, do you is your approach to storytelling different when you're doing comedy versus drama, or you just approach everything the same as a professional stellar actor that you are and just change your tone or your persona mentally about playing a character like this versus Queen Sugar?
No, I keep the same approach because it's still a storytelling, and I don't. One thing I don't ever want to do is play the comedy in anything because the situations are funny, right?
Yeah.
I'm not a comedian. Sebastian's a comedian. Even he brings it down a bit because all of the things that Ray and Danny go throughout the day, and even Vanessa and Walt go through, or Jorge, whatever the things that we go through, me, Arnisha, and 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 Rayfield, the grandmother, and myself, the things that we go through are so funny. The situations are funny, but we got to play the realness of it. If not, it goes off the rails. So we have to play the realness in it, because that's what keeps it authentic. But like I said, the things are going to happen. Look, people are going to fall from a 20-foot building, or somebody's going to get hit by a bus who's trying to chase us with a pee bag in his hand. That's going to happen. So it's like we can't play the humor in that. It's going to look funny, but we got to keep it grounded some way. And even in drama, you know what I try to do, Brett? I try to play levity a lot. Even in Queen Sugar, I try to play the levity in it because it was so heavy, and it wasn't dark. It's just so many different themes. But I try to keep the humor in it a little bit. And I think that's why Ava liked to keep me around because, it's so many hard hitting topics that we, went through. But I tried to have some heart in it and try to keep a little bit of comedy because things are funny in life, right? Things are funny. You have to, even in a funeral or whatever, you have to be able to, have some kind of humor. Now, you remember that one time when she said this, that, and the other, and everybody starts laughing, and it, brings it a little bit of humanness to it.
That's one of the things I like about watching dramas is that they're even like a show like Succession
Mhm.
or a This Is Us type show where it's very intense and
Yeah.
a lot of things are happening. You do find yourself laughing at those moments. I mean, Danny Woodburn is hilarious. I mean, it's just this whole thing is so good. So, season 1 and season 2 are now concurrently streaming on HBO Max. And are you ready for? I see your tree in the background. So is all your Christmas shopping done? Are you finished? Or
Listen,
you're
I just started Christmas shopping today, and I got
I know.
overwhelmed, and I had to come back home because like you said, I've been doing press. I've been around the country doing press. So this was the first week that I'm back in Atlanta. I'm not even in LA. My wife is down here filming a television show. She's there directing. So it's like I had a week. I said I'm gonna use this whole week to get my stuff done. And what happens on Sunday? The hot water heater breaks, and everything in the basement is flooded. So I got men downstairs knocking down walls and doing all types of stuff and lifting up flooring. So this has just been the day. What's the day? Thursday is the first day that I could go out the house. I left out the house at 9 a.m. The mall wasn't even open. Nothing was open. I went to wherever I could go to start picking stuff up. And so I got 1/4 of the things I need to get done. I just told my daughters, I said, I'm going to give y'all some money or something, man. I ain't got no time to be thinking about
You're
this.
like, thank God the bookie checks are coming in because
Listen, man, I'm like, man, look.
I'm just
Now I'd be
kidding.
doing arts and crafts over here trying to make some macaroni pictures or something, man.
I
I'm like,
know. I just finished. I've got 2 Amazon packages coming Saturday and I am done. So, well,
I'm afraid with
congratulations.
Amazon. Aren't they going on strike today or something, man? I'm just that's
I
scary.
don't know. I know, well, I'm in Colorado now, so it should be here. I think they tried, but they're still getting packages out.
Okay, good.
So if
Yeah.
not, we'll have to figure something out.
And
But
you know, I'm old school, so I still like to go to the malls and I still like to be involved
yeah.
in the Christmas shopping. But I think I might be the only old school person left because I think I was the only person in the mall today. But it was fine with me.
Yeah, I think there's something to be said about that. I now know why my parents, as I turned 50 this year, were the way they were around the holidays because you're just trying to do your best,
Yeah,
uh, and get it done. It's just, it's fun, it's like, but I get it, if my kid was 13 or 14,
right.
I might be like, hey, dude, because he's 10, so he's still
Yeah,
doesn't believe in Santa, but likes the idea and spirit of it.
yeah.
So, um, or we could be like our parents and be like, I tried my best, but
Right. Exactly.
um, anyway. All right. Well, thank you so much for wrapping up your press with me, Omar. It's always a pleasure to chat with you.
Always.
Again, Bookie season 1 and 2 streaming on Max. Thank you so much, man. You have a Merry Christmas, and I
You too.
appreciate your time.
All right. Thank you so much. All right.
Absolutely.